This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Hi, I'm Niamh Kavanagh.
And I'm Gearóid.
And you're listening to Agony Rants.
Welcome, listener, to the show where a Eurovision winner and a comedian in the middle of Edinburgh solves your problem, fix your life, heals your world. And I need to start with my world, Niamh.
Yes,
that's where I would like to start. Fix my world.
First of all, I want to remark, I'm just looking at the setup behind you. And for those of you who are listening, obviously, and not seeing, there's a lovely kind of Brady Bunch situation going on behind. There's 4 bunks. Is that right?
4 bunk beds, yeah. This is I'm on my ship.
Yeah, it does look a little bit like that.
It does look like a ship. Now,
Have you been filling them every night with friends?
Yeah.
Or just random people?
Yeah,
I
just have 3 sailors over every evening.
I was just going to say, are you like supplementing the income by actually giving people beds?
Yeah,
because I know it's expensive.
Every time I see the family downstairs, I'm like, no, there's nobody staying. But I'm Airbnb-ing. Yeah. And each of those bunks, like they're fancy bunks, each of those bunks has like a little locker on the inside and has like a light, its own light, and has like a little plug for charging.
Yeah. It has full hostel look about it. I've stayed in hostels.
Which I will never understand. Why even win a Eurovision if that's what's going to happen?
It's fun.
And I have a little ensuite there.
Look at that. It is little. Do you have a kettle? I want a kettle.
No, I use the kitchen downstairs because, you see, this is separate to the rest of the house.
Okay, but you can use the kitchen.
Yeah, so the kitchen's downstairs, so we kind of share a kitchen. It's lovely. So
okay,
I'm living my best Brady Bunch life.
Yeah,
just
nice.
Up here. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, up here in my cabin. How have you been, Niamh?
Well, I've been good. I've been finishing up in Donegal, and just basically I came out of Donegal last week and had to put a colour in my hair because I was completely feral. So
you look very vibrant, is the word.
I put the sunflowers there to kind of
stunning.
Reflect
stunning.
my lovely vibrancy, because I had got to the point where I actually accepted that I have moved into my crone stage in life. You know, the mother maid, the maid and the mother and the crone. I am definitely crone now. And inside I am actually feeling crone, but actually the worst part is outside I completely looked like it last week. But I look a little bit more polished this week.
But like it's all fixable, Niamh. Do you know what I mean? You come down, you get you grab a box colour and a lady shave, and all of a sudden it's the Niamh Kavanagh we know and love.
But here's the thing: I thought when I entered cronehood, I would have less facial hair, but that's not the case yet. I think I have to be much older for that.
Niamh, you've a very baby face skin.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, in parts. But there's a lovely...
Well, the bits that are on show, Niamh, are baby face, and all the other bits are none of my business. It's private, Niamh. Private.
There's not anybody's business if I can help it.
Yeah, not for the podcast.
Army husband, to be fair, and even he's nearly 70. God help him.
So I have been, I'm in Edinburgh for the Fringe. I'm 2 weeks into the Fringe at this point, and I look like death. Anyway. I've suffered.
As a friend, I should have jumped in there and said, no, you don't.
But you didn't. You didn't,
No, I didn't.
You were very clear. Loud and clear, Niamh. Loud
you
and
look
clear.
a little tired. I'm not going to lie.
None
But that's a good Edinburgh. Is that not a good Edinburgh look? Is that not
look at the state of me. And I have to record a TV show when I go back, and it's just going to be... Anyway, not important. So, I have suffered ritual humiliation while I've been in Edinburgh, Niamh.
Who?
Right?
Do I need to come over?
I'm just at this point, enough is enough, right? So I had 2 days last week that will not go down in, Gearóid Farrelly good day history. So one day I went into town early, right? Because I was to do an interview, and the PR person just said, you need to be at this location at 12 o'clock and do this interview with this person. And I was like, okay, grand. So I went in and I was waiting to do the interview, and then I was sitting in the outside room, and then the man that was doing the interview came out and looked at me and just went, I gotta be honest, horrified.
Oh.
He looked at me like I was a filthy towel in a hotel, right? And I was just like, what's his problem?
Okay.
And then my PR person was sitting in front of me, and I was just like, this is weird. And she got a phone call then from somebody a comedian called Gareth, and to say that he was just running 5 minutes late. And then she was like, wait a second. And then she realised she booked the wrong person for the interview. So it was another client called Gareth. So I was just like, this is embarrassing because now I have to leave.
Oh my gosh.
So embarrassing, right? So I left. I was just like, okay, fine. I was like, think of the positives, Gearóid, because that's the sort of person you are. So I was like, I'm in town early.
Yes.
So I'll go and see a show. Right?
Oh, okay.
Go and see a show. Loads of shows on. And there's this comedian at the Fringe. He's just incredibly funny. His name's Aidan Jones. He's an Australian guy.
Right, okay.
He's just he's a club comic. Like, he's really, really funny, and he does rude jokes and stuff. But he's also an incredible classical pianist.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
Like, I mean, he's a phenomenal classical pianist.
Is he double jobbing? Is he?
Well, what he does is he's doing this show about Chopin, right? So he plays during the show. Like, it really is phenomenal. So I was like, oh my God, I'm dying to see that. And it's on. It was like brilliant. I went in.
So is it a comedy show then?
It's a stand-up comedy show. And in it, he talks about Chopin and he plays Chopin. And he plays Nocturne, which is one of my favorite. Anyway, not important.
Yes,
so
hello.
I was like, I have an assembly pass because that's where my show is. So you can pass in on shows that aren't full. So you just show your pass and they give you a seat. But I was feeling humiliated, Niamh. So I decided what I will do is I will get myself an ice cream. Okay, so I got myself was the ice cream large? Yes, it was, Niamh. Yes, it was. It was a large ice cream. So I went in, I showed my pass, and they were like, the show's sold out, just give us a minute and we'll fill the audience first. And I was like, grand. So I went, sat in the middle of a row, and I was eating ice cream. Right now, then I was thinking, am I supposed to be eating ice cream? How would I feel if somebody was eating ice cream at one of my shows? But I just thought, I'm sure it's fine. So I was eating my ice cream away. And then about 15 minutes into the show, the usher came in and pointed at me. And I was just like, me? Okay. And then he just like signaled for me to come out. So I was like, okay. So I stood up to leave and I spilled the ice cream all over myself. Right?
Gross.
Yeah. And basically they were throwing me out because somebody with a ticket had showed up and I'd got in on a pass.
Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
that's
which
not
is fair
personal
enough.
now. You didn't have to.
I can't believe you're on their side.
No, it's not personal. That person had paid for a ticket now. Mind you, they were 15, 20 minutes late. Hello?
Yeah. So then that night in my show, I was like, when I went in, I said to the front house, I was like, if any pass holders are allowed in, under no circumstances are they to be thrown out. And the front house lady says, well, that's fine because your show isn't sold out tonight. I was like, you know what? This has been a really rough day.
It's a whole day.
This has been quite a day. It's been quite a day.
Pretended. You could have just said, yes, that's fine, Gearóid.
Then to make matters worse.
Oh, God.
So that was my Wednesday. On my Sunday, truly one of the single most embarrassing things that has ever happened to me in my life happened.
Okay.
Anne-Marie, my friend, because she's a good friend, she was like, she realised that I'm having a time. I'm having a time at the moment. And she was like, I'm going to call over to check in. And I was like, okay, fine. Call over.
So nice.
So she flew over on last Sunday and she got me a ticket to see Aoife Dunn. Right, because Aoife Dunn is one of her friends. Aoife Dunn, she's great. She's a performer and a comedian. She's written this gorgeous show called Good Grief. Like, it's toured all over Ireland, so like people know her. Like she's very famous and she's very funny, and the show is really beautifully written. Like, I really enjoyed it. However, I forgot that I was going to see Aoife Dunn. So I was sitting at home in this very room, and it was 1:55. I got a text from my friend Anne-Marie, and she said, I've just arrived. Are you around? And the show was at 2:20, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot. I'm a terrible friend. So I jumped on my bike. I cycled into town. Now, the show had already started, so it was 5 minutes late.
No.
So I ran up the stairs of the Gilded Balloon, and they were like, oh, fine, you can go in. And they said, what we'll do is we'll open the door and you just go in and you turn left and there'll be some seats on the aisle there that you can just jump into. So I was like, okay, fine. They opened the door and I went in. Now, because I've been cycling, I think, you know, when you go into a dark room, you're suddenly totally night blind.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, that's horrendous. Oh no.
Completely night blind.
What did you do?
So I went in, I turned left, the stage was right. Aoife Dunn she was on stage. Brilliant show. And I saw the brass back of a chair, right? Mm-hmm. So I held onto the brass back of the chair and turned around and sat on a lady who was actually leaning forward.
Oh, gee. No way.
Yes. I sat on her and she went, oh, please, God, no.
Please God. Now that's dramatic.
So I
that's
jumped
dramatic.
back up.
Right.
And then I all I could see was the sound desk. There was a light at the sound desk. So I just kind of went to the sound desk. Now, Anne-Marie was in the audience. And she saw this happen. She saw me run in with my bike helmet on and sit on a lady. So she was like, oh, Gearóid is having a hard time. He's clearly plastered. So...
He's a hot mess.
So she got out of her seat. She went back to the sound desk. And when I still couldn't see anything, and then somebody took my hands and she said, Gearóid, it's okay, I'm here. And she started to lead me to a seat. Now, I sat down in that seat and it was then I realised I was still wearing my bike helmet.
Oh,
so
lovely.
Look, deranged. So I took my bike helmet off and within about 2 minutes, I looked around the room and was like, this room isn't dark at all. Like this is everyone in the room saw this happen. It was so humiliating. And like the looks that I got when that audience exited, it was just...
Gearóid, don't worry about
This
it.
was at 2:20 in the afternoon.
Well,
Yeah.
do we have to have an intervention? Do I need to come over?
I think something needs to happen, Niamh, because this can't go on, Niamh.
I need to get you home. I need to get you home, get some good food into you, and
Yeah.
make you get into a good routine. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But then, where would we be if we didn't have those lovely stories?
Oh my God.
Like, I'm just wondering, like, where would we be?
Humiliating, Niamh. Where would the show be? But Niamh, that's not why we're here. We're not here to deal in the ritualistic humiliations of me and the glow up of you, Niamh.
The glow up of me. I literally put a colour in my hair. Now,
But you see that you have a switch, Niamh. Do you know what I mean? Feral Crown to Eurovision winner in, in 10 to 15 minutes with a pair of plastic gloves.
You'd be surprised, honestly. Sometimes I watch people and they do the makeup for hours, and I literally, if I'm spending more than 5 minutes on my makeup, it's like, what the hell is wrong with the world? I'm like a clown. I just don't have those skills, and actually I don't have the interest. And my Crohn stage is allowing me be what the feck I want.
But
I'm loving it.
you're stunningly beautiful, and you do enough. What you do is enough.
I just keep
You're
further away from
genetically
the
ahead,
camera.
Niamh.
Further away from the camera.
Yeah, you're genetically ahead. That's the vibe. The reason we're here is not to talk about this stuff. We are here to help the listener, the miseries that write into us.
The listeners, what did you call them?
The miseries, the people that write in with their miseries.
We love them though.
Have you read the problems this week?
I have. Have you read the problems this week?
Let's say yes and ask no follow-ups.
Of course I've read them.
I've looked briefly at them and I see that they're about careers, Niamh. So
Work related.
Yeah, they're work related.
We're both in a space where, perhaps changes are coming. You're ascending beautifully into this stratosphere.
Yeah,
and,
it's a huge mental health crisis, I suppose.
Listen, clearly Graham Norton appreciated it. I'm going to just say that. I'm not going to say that I'm not impressed that Graham Norton belly laughed at you.
Graham Norton belly laughed. I was delighted. Does Graham Norton have the belly? Who knows? Who knows?
So we have that in common now. Graham basically told me in 2010 that he expected more from me. But anyway, there you go.
Did he?
No, he said when I first came out and sang, he said he thought I was going to do it again. And turned out I really didn't.
Well, I do think we've had our suspicions before that Graham Norton does listen to Agony Rants.
Oh, really?
Well, do you remember what happened when you were doing the results and Sonia sang?
Oh, yeah.
Was that when it was in Liverpool and he said, here we have Sonia's nemesis, which is what we do refer to you on this podcast regularly.
I mean, you say we, it's more you.
It's more
I
me.
have no beef with Sonia.
I fuel a fire, Niamh. I fuel a fire because I can't pick. Don't make me choose between the two loves of my life.
I'm not making you choose. You're closer to her, really. Are you closer to her or me? Maybe
She's
not.
iconic.
Oh, move on.
Niamh, We have our first problem. Do you want to read this problem or will I?
Yes, I will read. Well, it depends. How are you feeling like reading a long problem or a short problem today?
I don't mind. No, I'll read the short one because
Okay,
I
I'll
need
read
to
the
rest
first
my
one.
voice, Niamh.
Rest your voice.
Need to
Your
rest my
voice.
voice.
Your lovely
And the honey.
voice.
Yeah.
Dear Niamh and Gearóid, absolutely love the podcast and I've been listening for ages and it genuinely makes me weak. Sorry, I've actually said that wrong. It says it genuinely makes my week, which is a very different thing. I did read them. Okay.
Yeah. It's like it makes my whole week.
I'm so weak. Oh, teeny back. Okay. I always think I know what advice I'm going to give when you start reading the letters. And then by the end, you've completely changed my mind. So hopefully you can do the same for me. Okay.
Oh, well,
there you go.
I mean, I think that's probably because they think the advice that should be given and then there's the advice that we give. And sometimes there's a divide, Niamh.
There is quite often
Sometimes
a
there's
divide. I had a job interview last week and I honestly think it might be the most embarrassing 45 minutes of my entire life. Well, Gearóid knows about that, don't you, Gearóid? I'm 36 and I've been working in the same company for about 6 years. A position came up internally, which would have been a promotion and a really good opportunity for me. A few people actually encouraged me to apply, and I stupidly started thinking I had a decent chance of getting it. The problem is, I completely fell apart in the interview. Oh, God help you. I know this feeling.
Yeah, I've done that.
To be fair, I've always done well in interviews because I can talk about nothing. Anyway. I do, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm right for the job ever. Okay, so I knew two of the people interviewing me, which was somehow made it worse. The first question was basically, tell us why you want the position, which I had practiced about 50 times. And suddenly I couldn't remember anything about the company I've literally worked in for 6 years. I started rambling and could actually hear myself getting worse, but couldn't stop. Oh, God. Then they asked me to give an example of a difficult situation I dealt with at work, and I told them a story that made absolutely no sense. Halfway through, I realised I'd actually made myself sound like I was the difficult person in the situation. One of them said, "And what did you learn from that?" And I panicked and said, "Probably not to do it again," and laughed. Nobody else laughed. Oh my gosh. It got worse from there. I knocked over my water.
I'm sorry. If you make a joke in an interview and they don't laugh, they're just pricks.
Yeah, no, I agree. But you know yourself, if you're in a vulnerable place and you recognise that you're going and rambling on, do you know what I mean? You recognise it.
Yeah.
It's difficult because you're actually perceiving more than anything else. Anyway. Let me see. And then nobody else. It got worse from there. I knocked over my water, completely misunderstood one of the questions. And at the end, when they asked me if I had anything else I wanted to add, I said, "Not unless you want me to make this any worse." Again, I laughed. And again, nobody joined me. Obviously, I didn't get the promotion.
These sound like absolute wankers.
Do you really want to be promoted to get closer to these people? But now I have to keep seeing these people. One of the interviewers works on the same floor as me, and every time I see her, I suddenly become incredibly interested in my phone. The other one said hello to me in the kitchen the other day, and I nearly walked straight past the fridge trying to escape. The worst part is I've completely lost my confidence at work. Before the interview, I thought I was actually quite good at my job. Now I'm wondering if everyone encouraged me to apply and then sat there thinking, Jesus, we got this one wrong.
Oh.
I'm honestly considering leaving the company completely. Oh my gosh, don't do that. My friends think I'm insane because I've been happy enough there for 6 years and say nobody remembers a bad interview except the person who did it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is fair, but I feel like I've shown people I work with a version of myself that is completely incompetent and now I can't unshow them. Am I being completely ridiculous considering leaving a job I actually like because of one horrific interview? Or how do I walk past these people without wanting to crawl inside the nearest cupboard? Thanks so much for reading and thanks for your help. I really need it. Eve.
Eve, this is awful.
Yeah, it is.
I will say two things, right? One, that person that said that is true. People don't remember the bad interviews, right?
Yeah, no, they don't.
But also what I will say is that this company sounds like it treats these interviews like a performance, and it's basically they don't apply any of their own, what they know about you already.
Yeah,
yeah. It does sound like you had a bad interview. But do you know what I will say about interviews, right?
Yeah.
Is there's two, interviews are a performance. They just are. And if you are prepping for an interview by sitting and reading, you're not prepping for the interview. Like,
No.
you need to rehearse for the interview.
Yeah, but here's the difficulty. Sometimes I do a research call with an interviewer and I tell a great story. And then when I go to retell that story, it doesn't come out exactly the same. It's different for you. You practice saying things. Do you know what I mean? So it is about getting the right kind of practice. You nearly need somebody to actually interview you. You know.
Yeah.
So is this a one-off, I wonder, Eve? Do you think it's a one-off? Do you think it's the only time she's ever interviewed badly?
Well, I would say that if you've been happy in your job for 6 years, it means you haven't done an interview in 6 years.
That's exactly right.
I think that what you should do is you should just do interviews. You should just apply for positions. You should just, get a bit of practice at doing this stuff.
Yeah, there's places you can actually do a course. You can do courses even online, possibly. Not that I know, but I would imagine.
And also,
so.
you might know someone that works in HR, or you might know somebody that does interview people. So do a little practice one before you do an interview, because I have to say I'm the same. I'm bad at interviews, and both job interviews and interviews.
But I think
Shocking.
what happens is you get nervous and then you stop listening. And the key in an interview is you have to listen, but you also have to know your key words that you need to be saying. Those little moments, the things that you're trying to get across. So it's not so much practicing the whole thing, but understanding what it is you need to say. And it is a kind of a skill. It's a skill. You really have to, but you have to listen to what they're asking. Because sometimes when I'm doing interviews, and this is maybe not for a job, but it's kind of similar idea, you prepare something because you think they're going to ask a specific question. And then they don't ask it that way. They're kind of asking about it, but they're not asking it about the way that you're expecting.
What I do in that situation is, and this, you can't do this in a job interview, but I just ask the question I wish I'd been answer the question I wish I'd been asked.
Oh yeah, just do that anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, But I do think, right, if you are in an interview and you're like lightening the situation and you're showing your personality, because I'm sorry, making a joke in an interview, that is not a faux pas. This is who I am. I'm good at being light in a situation.
Yeah.
I can bring my personality to my work. If you make a joke and the interviewers don't laugh, those people are bad interviewers.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're
are.
bad because they're not listening.
Fair, we also don't know how many interviews they did that day.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, can you imagine you're in an interview situation? But it's difficult, right? So there's a lot that isn't right here on both sides, okay? So you've been a bit nervous. You maybe haven't been terribly clear. And then you are feeling awkward because the room doesn't feel like it's with you, right? And there's nothing worse. There's absolutely nothing worse.
I've done that where you feel like, you feel like you're just clawing at sand. In an interview, and it's all just getting away from you.
And anything to get some purchase.
I've been that soldier, and you do feel really humiliated afterwards. But there is also a part of me that just goes, "Fuck them!" Like,
yeah, I know.
There is a great. Actually, I just thought of something. I've thought of a comedy rule that might help here, right?
Right. Go
on. I think I've talked about this before. Sarah Millican has this great tip, and she wrote about it in her book. So I'm not speaking out of turn.
Okay.
And on the comedy circuit, it's called Millican's Law.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say. And it's brilliant.
Yeah, you get 12 hours to feel the way you feel after a gig. And it doesn't have to be a gig. It can be anything.
Whatever it is.
Good, bad or indifferent. You get 12 hours and you have to sleep for about 7 of them. So if you do a great thing and you feel like a dog with 2 dicks, you get to you get to really enjoy that. Go, yeah, I'm king of the world. But then you've got a gig tomorrow night, so you just need to reset. So you've got 12 hours to feel good or to feel terrible, and you've done your 12 hours on this. So now it's time to stop.
Yeah, I mean,
so what I would
if they thought you were good enough, if you thought you were good enough to do the interview, as in to move on, right? Not necessarily the interview itself, but that they thought maybe you would be suitable for the part or the next bit. The thing is, it's not the end of the world you didn't get it, right? It's not the end of the world you didn't interview well. The thing is, and it doesn't mean that you can never interview again, right? You just need to practice that side of things. You don't have to be drastic and leave the job. Unless back in the back of the thing that you really did want to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It might be that. But do you know what? The next time that person says hello, just say hello back. And then
and also don't reference the humiliation and don't talk about the humiliation because
don't.
The chances are, 2 things, right? One, they've seen nervous candidates before, so they understand how nerves work. And somebody got nervous in an interview.
Yeah.
That's actually what happens. But secondly, the chances are they don't remember how badly that interview went.
No,
because
it's just
they
one of
don't
many.
remember the bad ones. The bad ones just go out of their brain. You remember it, but you like stop reminding them that you humiliated yourself.
And you probably didn't. You probably just
Exactly.
weren't, you probably don't, you probably didn't, you probably weren't the candidate. And quite often that's the case. I mean, to be honest with you, sometimes if you go for an interview, it's rare that you'll get the interview straight away. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what they're looking for. It might not be anything to do with what you did in that space. It might be, oh, we need this. But we have to interview so many clients in order to get to that point, and it's because sometimes they have quotas. And I don't mean that doesn't mean you weren't worthy of that interview. It just means it was an opportunity for you to see, to learn. And actually you learn more from things that you do wrong than right.
Absolutely.
So you can go away and say, right, well, clearly next time I need to be this, this and this. So take it as a positive thing, Eve. And you see the next time somebody says, how are you? Just get on with it. Seriously, I don't want you losing thing. If we were to go down every time we did something badly, you know.
The problem is it sounds like you're inexperienced with humiliation. Now, what I've learned this week is I learned it, and also the woman I sat on in Aoife Dunn's show also learned
Please
it.
God, no.
I can really style out with humiliation. What I suggest is you go to a theatre show and you sit on somebody and make them scream in the middle of a show about grief.
Or maybe top that humiliating experience by falling down in front of 1 million people or something. I don't know. I mean, there's a million ways you can actually redeem yourself here.
It's a bit of practice. That's all you need. Bit of practice. I honestly don't think that you should be given this the time
or the headspace,
that you're giving it. Because I do think, because I'll tell you something, when you give humiliation time and space to breathe, nobody has ever done that and gone, oh, well, now I feel less humiliated.
Yeah, or
it
that
only
was
makes
time
it
well
worse.
spent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nobody ever goes, well, I was feeling very humiliated until I thought about it on my own in a dark room for days.
Yeah,
Then I didn't feel humiliated at all.
I've got some great perspective from that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's let it go now. You've done your 12 hours on this.
Yeah, let it go.
So it's done. And also, they're just people now. They're not the interviewers.
It's even better. now.
Yeah.
Because, what nothing can be worse. So
You need to walk by them and you need to stop and then fart and go, oh, God, better out than in. And just walk on.
I don't know. Can you fart on command, Gearóid? I don't think I can.
Yes, I can, Niamh.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I can.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I can.
That's a life skill.
I can insult people without opening my mouth. Niamh, we have another problem.
Come on,
we have
bring it
another
on.
problem. So this is a problem from, can we say the name?
It doesn't, I don't know. It didn't say not to.
Okay, well, we'll call this person, we'll call them...
J.R.?
J.R. J.R. We call
J.R.
this.
Okay.
Okay. So this came in through the website. So it's like, hiya, love the pod. Honestly, it's pure therapy at this stage. Thank you. I would just like to clarify it's not. Like if anyone that's considering therapy, therapy is much more effective.
Yes. However, not as much fun, I feel.
Not as much fun. Hi, I'm 35 and I'm in a bit of a state. I spent a few years in sales, mid-market account executive type roles, and then a good stretch looking after a commercial portfolio. Loved the people side of it, the chats, building trust and all of that. But the quotas wrecked my head and I properly burnt out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, no, that's
So
hard.
I did the sensible thing, according to my parents anyway, and jumped into a stable government job managing a small team. The kind where you can actually get a mortgage approved and there's a decent pension. Tick, tick, boom.
Tick, tick, boom.
Thought I'd be sorted. Year and a bit later, and I'm working more hours than I ever did in sales. I've zero autonomy, everything's reactive, and I'm not growing at all. I'm a bit of a high achiever by nature, so I'm starting to wonder if I've settled too soon for the stable option. It's seeping into everything else too. No energy for mates, weekends spent flat out recovering, and to be completely candid, the bedroom has stalled a bit because I'm too wrecked for anything lately, so the partner's feeling it as well. Not ideal.
Oh dear.
Now, I'm thinking of heading back into something closer to what I used to do, account management or customer success type roles. Getting a bit of traction with applications, but I'm second guessing myself left, right and centre. Would I be mad at going back to my previous field?
It is interesting because we've come to these crossroads many times over our lives, haven't we, Gearóid?
Yeah, I live at the crossroads.
I know.
I've set up shop. I have a caravan.
Yeah. And when you have the caravan, I will come. But here's the thing, right? This is a tough one because there's stability, which is the permanent pensionable job.
Yes.
I have one question. Do you have the mortgage yet?
Oh, yes.
And I'll tell you why. Because if you feel it's easier to get a mortgage now and you want one, then this is the time to get it before you jump. Because once you have it, they can't take it back off you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying.
Oh, they would have tried if they'd seen the way I live.
No, but seriously, as long as from a practical point of view, that's the only reason that you're staying in this job, clearly. I think, and I'm going to be very harsh, JR. Go on then.
I'm going to be harsh. I'm going to say the problem is you, right?
Okay, this is interesting.
Is this job, right? Because you've gone into a job where it's a government managing a small team.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like you are the sort of person that when they do something, they do it right. And you're going into a government body, and government bodies, we all know, they don't run as efficiently as the private sector. They,
possibly, yeah. Well, there's less pressure on them to do so, or maybe there's less direction. Okay,
yeah.
When we say that, because it's a bit unfair now, because lots of good people who work in that area.
Oh no, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying that usually those government bodies, there's like a lot more bureaucracy.
Yeah,
there's loads of chiefs.
Yeah.
Things just move slightly slower, and it sounds to me like you're a high achiever. Well, you say you're a high achiever. Mm-hmm. So you're going in there and you're trying. I feel like what's happening is you're going in and you're trying to fix everything.
Yeah.
Like when you say you're working more hours than you ever did in sales, is that because somebody is saying, JR, we need you to work these extra hours? Or is it because you're going, somebody needs to fix this and it's me?
It's going to be me. Yeah. Yeah, no, there is an element to that. I think maybe it's not so much that you need to find excitement within your job. Maybe find something that you can achieve something outside of your job. So create boundaries in work. Absolutely 100%.
Yeah.
Your set hours are your set hours. And I'm killed telling my husband the same thing. Just because there's work to be done doesn't mean you have to be the one who's solely responsible for that. It's different if it's your project and you're the one who has to see it through. We're used to that mentality because that's what we do in the real world is in self-employment. Because if you don't do it, nobody does it, right? So that's a different conversation. But within this situation, if a company hires you to do a job and only gives you so many hours technically to do it, then you should be doing them in that time. And if you're not, then it's their problem to figure out why that's happening.
Exactly.
So,
because if more resources need to be thrown at something.
Yeah, you doing it actually only makes them go,
problem worse.
That's getting done.
And also you become, particularly I think, now I know this might be a broad stroke, but particularly in government bodies, I think if they get someone that's kind of like the person that likes to do all the work, then they'll be like, oh, sure, JR is grand.
Yeah, class. And then they'll never promote you. They'll never do anything. They'll leave you exactly where you are because you're most effective there.
And in the private sector, there's probably structures there to reward the people that work themselves to death. But there certainly won't be that in the public sector.
No, because as long as the job is getting done, and even then, not necessarily. I would say look for excitement outside. Unless you really, really want to change. Look for ways that you can even start up a small business outside independent.
Yeah.
Run
yourself into the ground.
If you need the trust of sales and stuff, maybe there's something else you could do. There's probably something you could do, but you need to put boundaries in work. That's the first thing you need to do. It sounds like you're already interviewing, so it means that you're already planning jumping ship. I don't think it's going to be any greener over there.
The only thing, right, is that if she is somebody that is naturally going to work hard and get a real kick from their job,
well, then they should be somewhere else. Yeah.
Well, then she should be doing something she likes.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where that is. It could be anywhere.
I think that if you are in a job that's boring and you're working yourself to death in it, if you're going to work, it sounds like you're the sort of person that's going to work yourself very hard anyway.
Yeah.
So I think you should be doing something you like. But that said, you shouldn't be bringing yourself to the point of burnout.
No. Balance is really important. I mean, there are times where you're going to be busier. So, for instance, if there's a set part of your project, but you can't be running like that all the time.
No, because
You know,
you will
like currently-
go mad.
Yeah, currently you're working the fringe, right? So you're like working mad over there. You're on the go all the time. You know, it tells on your face. Anyway.
Dare you, Niamh? How dare you? I go have to do something about my eye bags
Why?
because I look like a sad dog.
No, you don't.
I do. No, I
you
am.
don't.
I'm
No,
gonna
it's-
I'm just gonna I want to get this done.
No, don't do that, please.
Yeah,
God.
I'm gonna get this
I
done.
couldn't
That's
look
what
at
I
you.
want.
I couldn't look at you if you're doing
I want
that.
this. I want blinking to be an issue. I want to sleep with my eyes open. That's what I want. Yeah.
No, you're just a
gotta
little
get that
tired
done.
at the moment. That's all it is. It's fine, Gearóid. Get those gel things. Do you ever see those gel things that everybody wear? Like in Dancing with the Stars, they were just all the young people were wearing it all the time. These things around their eyes, like they just stick them on around it, and apparently, I don't know. I
It
never
does
use
nothing.
them.
It does nothing. Do you know what I want? The cold steel of a scalpel, Niamh. Cut me beautiful.
Jesus. Okay.
So
but that's nothing to do for JR. That doesn't help her.
no, well, I think what JR needs to do is I think you need to actively ask yourself, what do you like? Like, do the job that you like if you're going to give that much to
Yeah.
it. But I honestly don't think you should be giving that much to it. Like, if you're like, I mean, if things are suffering in the bedroom,
No.
no, unacceptable. Unacceptable. I think what you should do is you should go into a new job or go into the new job or stay in the old job. But I think what you should do is say, in 6 months' time, I want to go on a 4-day week for a while. And I want you to put a wedge. Like, this is what I would do anyway in that situation.
Okay.
I would put a wedge in where it's like, I am going to work myself to death because that's the sort of person I am, but I'm not going to do it
For
5
so
days a
many
week.
days, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
4 days a week, I'm going to work, 10 hours a day because I
but
work 10 hours a day anyway.
Yeah,
And
no, I get that, but actually, I don't think. I
Fridays
think
off.
the mindset has to change. I think you're right in that sense. The mindset has to change. You've got to put boundaries
But
in.
is
but
it
I
going
don't.
to change?
No, it's not. And it doesn't matter where you're going to go to work. This problem is going to follow you. What's wrong with you at the moment is, I think might be a little element of, am I settling, right? And there's what did you say? She's 36. Or 35, sorry. So you're 35 years of age. Maybe you're getting to a point in your life you're saying, am I married? Do I need all these things in my life? Who am I? Am I not that fabulous? You're going into the mother stage of life, and God help you, you've not long there before you end up where I am, which is the crone, right? No, but look,
Is this what you want for your future, JR? You need to ask yourself this.
do you really want to be a crone like me? No. Look, what I'm saying is, you're kind of questioning right now, probably, does this feel like when I tell people I work in the civil service or something or whatever it is, it's not exciting enough? Do I feel excited? But actually, stop measuring it about other people, what they want or how you feel. You need to get a bit of boundaries in here. Get your excitement elsewhere. For God's sake, get your excitement back in your bedroom. For God's sake, do that. But, the point is, find spaces. Start with actually putting boundaries in your work so that you can go out with your friends. Reignite that part of your life, right? I know I've always said it, people live to work or work to live. That's basically how we're wired, right? I live to work, right? I live to work. I love working, but I also understand that I have to live.
Yeah.
Right? You have to, and both things have to exist in your life. You have to live and you have to work. And so if your work brings the excitement to you, great. If your work doesn't, you have to find it in your life. But the best place is where you can get it in both places. So you're in a job at the moment that gives you a good salary, good management, maybe doesn't excite you. Find your excitement elsewhere first and then see if you still need it in your
Would you
work.
consider setting fires, JR? Just burn things privately.
Fireworks would be very exciting.
You see, there's a red flag in this letter as well, because she said it's seeping into everything else too. No energy for mates, weekend spent flat out recovering, right?
Right.
Now, your weekend shouldn't be about recovering. It should be about relaxing.
Maybe she needs her iron levels checked or something. No, but seriously, sometimes it's a deficiency, a bit of a decision.
It could be a deficiency, but I do think that if you are somebody that just works to the point where you need to recover every weekend,
Yeah, it's not good.
You're going to end up getting sick. Like, that's just not
No, it's not good.
It's not
good.
sustainable, says the
I
man
know.
who's doing Edinburgh and then starting the store the following week.
I know. I'm very excited for that, by the way.
You're excited.
Where's your first gig? I should know this off by heart, but
I
anyway.
think it's nice.
Oh, I love Moat. Moat
Sold
is
out.
lovely.
Yeah, the Moat.
Yeah. Lovely theatre.
Also, there are. I mean, we're going to pause this, JR, because I have tickets to sell.
I'm
Glore,
sorry.
not sold out. Sheem Satira, not sold out. Cork Opera House, still tickets. So they're the ones for September. Please do come to see me. Gearóidfarley.com is where you will find tickets. It is a 5-star show, according to Comedy Bloggity or wherever the fuck has been reviewing
Graham
me.
Norton, belly
Graham
laughed.
Graham Norton likes the show.
He laughed from his belly.
From his belly.
I mean, from his belly.
But JR, you need to cop on because you're going to make yourself sick.
Yeah.
I think the top lines of this are do the job you like.
Yep.
And do it at
a level where you can
pace
find your joy.
that is realistic for you to be able to do it long term. Because the last thing you want to do is do a job for 6 months, totally burn out. You're just going to damage yourself in the job because people will be just like, oh, she's had another breakdown.
Yeah, but you know what this is, right? This reminds me when you have kids, right? You have the child, chaos happens, physically you go through this big change, and then nature repairs your memory to the point where you forget about all of that and makes you have another one, right?
Never understood that.
And I'm not saying that, but this is what happens. You've already forgotten that you were burnt out from the last one because you didn't have proper guide. You don't have proper boundaries between your life and your work, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, that doesn't change where you work, obviously, because you're still doing it. The only difference is you're not excited by your work the same way. You need to attend to your personal life and find something that excites you there, and then see if you want to go and change your job. Because actually, you're not going to change things. It's just, I appreciate that it's exciting when you start a new place. It's a new challenge. It's all of those things. Find a challenge outside of your work and get some balance in.
Yeah, and I would say to yourself that as a rule of thumb, at least 3 days a week, you should just be doing the required hours.
Oh, 100%. 100 million percent.
At least. And I would say if you find yourself continuously working outside of then that's when you kind of go, I need to do a 4-day week because this is not sustainable.
No, I agree. Totally.
But again, have that conversation with yourself about setting fires. It can be very exciting.
Oh, Gearóid, did you know the worst things just happened?
Go on.
I was, the way I've commented on the background of yours, I've just realised that my chairs match my top.
She's very broad-shouldered, Niamh. She's very broad-shouldered.
I just looked. I had the covers of my chairs.
They do match your top. Did you realise that when we were sorting the problem? Because you know what I realised? I've got honey here because I'm taking honey.
Okay.
And what I've realised is that if you pop this, it looks like a bum doing a fart.
So
see that?
I'm not saying we weren't invested in this episode.
It looks like a bum doing a fart.
I know it is actually. Jesus.
That is the sort of insight that you get from Agony Rants. You are welcome. Thank you so much for listening to our delightful show. It has been wonderful to chat to you. Niamh is also gigging.
I am.
All around
constantly.
the place. All around
Constantly.
the place.
Doing lots of things this month, actually. Very variety of the species going on. But anyway.
Anything exciting, Niamh?
Always exciting. I'm doing interviews about my life, which is boring.
You're doing interviews about your life?
Yeah, you join
MI5?
Talk about your life. Come and talk about your life and try and fit it into 22 minutes, which is no.
Talk about your life.
Yeah, it's a thing. Anyway, and then I'm doing some.
Are you going to talk about me?
Oh, always. Nothing else. I'll talk about nothing else but you.
I'm very significant, Niamh. Very significant.
You are surely not insignificant.
I'm a huge part of your regeneration, Niamh. Yeah.
I am delighted about that.
Yeah, you've been renovated. You're like Ballymun.
Took down the big towers. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. You can't polish a turd, as they say. Go on.
Niamh.
I know.
Gearóidferry.com is where you find your tickets. We have an Instagram for Agony Rants. Niamh is managing it. She hasn't been on it in weeks.
I'll be honest with you. Gearóid told me he was going to, send me some sort of thing for the thing, and he's not doing that either. So,
I will download all the old clips and you can post them.
You did say. Anyway.
I'm very busy.
I know, you're very busy and you're gorgeous.
We will be back on the free feed next Monday. We will possibly be in the bonus feed last Thursday or next Thursday. We're never sure. If you have got this far in the show and you have not left a review, I worry about you. Yeah. I worry about the lack of empathy, commitment, the lack of gratitude. I think you are a serial killer.
No.
So go, leave a 5-star review, write something lovely about me, and then just mention Niamh. She doesn't need the affirmation I do. agonyrants@gmail.com. If you have a problem, please do send it through. We will solve it. Look at the problems that we solved for our two miseries today. Like their lives are fixed.
Even JR, huh?
Even JR. I think follow your heart, JR.
Yeah.
You need to ask yourself what you really want to be doing. And then you need to just do less of it.
Okay.
That's so succinct. We'll be back. We will chat to you soon. In the meantime, have a lovely week. Thank you so much for listening to the show. We adore you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Headstuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.